Hi, welcome to the Urban Outdoorsman SoCal video. My name is Danny Milton, and today we're in Aliso Viejo. I'm up here in Aliso to show you basically for today my favorite loop that I do in Orange County. This loop is only 2 miles. I will put a link to my Strava down below. Typically, Lynx Trail, it's probably about a 3/4 mile downhill and only 1 1/4 miles back up on the loop that I do. What I do is once I get to the bottom, instead of going up Chola or however you want to say that trail name, I go through the park, through the neighborhood, up the roads, and back up to the end of the West Ridge. That way, I'm getting the maximum amount of downhill compared to, having to go up Chola, kill myself doing that, and not having as much energy to do more downhill sections. I also want to show you, I'm going to go down the trail a couple of times. I also want to show you how it really is an intermediate trail. I had someone comment on one of my videos previously that it doesn't sound like an intermediate trail because of the rock gardens and the possible drop-offs and stuff like that. So the first time we're going to go down the trail, I'm going to go pretty slow just to show you some easier lines to do. And then the second time I'm going to go down much faster, showing you the line that I normally take, how it can be a little bit more challenging the faster you go, and some of the more faster and a little bit more difficult lines. All right, going down Lynx first time. Got the Stuntman harness, and we're gonna cruise it. Got the GoPro and the roll cage with the foam wind piece. A little drop in right there, pretty mellow. This is all nice and flat. Ooh, got a little bit of water. Now this first part is kind of a step up. There's an easy way. If you stay really far left, you can just roll right up through it. See that big rock in the middle? As long as you go on either side of that rock, you're fine. Got some more just single track, pretty flat stuff here. This is where you can really start to pick up speed. Pretty mellow. Some little turns here. Oh, little lizard. Hopefully I didn't run him over. So you got a little bit of what is that, ruts from the rain. This is not steep at all, very smooth. Stay left here out of that gutter. Now this part, you stay nice left, then come over to this right side here. You can go right over these rocks, and my tire never came off the ground at all, nice and smooth. Same thing here, just go easy. On this one, you can stay to this right-hand side, just roll right through it, nice and slow. Same thing here. Now, anytime you see one of these turns in the berms, you want to use that berm. This spot, you go to the right, a little bit smoother, and pretty easy. Now, that was pretty slow speed. This part here, you want to stay right, because there's a little bit of a rock, not drop off, but roll right there. You stay on the right hand side. Now this part is kind of interesting. Now if you go far right, there is a little bit more dirt and it's a little bit smoother, but it's kind of a hard turn right there. If you're going nice and slow, it's not bad at all. We're gonna right through here, get our seat off the butt and just roll. Keep our back brake engaged. Try to stay off your front brake. That way, while you're turning, your tire is not going to slide on. Your front tire won't slide on you, and you won't lose traction. This part, kind of stay mellow. Slower you go, the easier it is. The faster you go, the harder it is. Stay right here. It's nice and smooth. Now this is the section here. This is probably the hardest part of the whole section. Now, normally I would go straight, and you have like a little bit of it's a rock roller. You can drop it if you're going pretty fast. kind of send it a little bit there. But we're gonna go down the right side here. Keep your butt off the seat. Get that back brake engaged. We're gonna stay on the right-hand side as much as we can. So there's a little bit of dirt here. It's not all rock. Kind of put a foot down, just kind of like I did, because I'm not used to going this slow here. Now it gets a little steeper in this part. We're gonna stay on that right-hand side. The left-hand side over there is where I normally go. It's a faster line, but you have some more drops. Right here, this is probably the hardest part of the trail. So if you get to this part and it looks a little sketchy for you, there's no shame in getting and walking down. I walked down this part several times when I first was doing this trail. So I'm gonna go right here, nice and easy. Stay as far right as possible. And then here again, I gotta get my foot on the pedal. I'm gonna stay all the way to the right, because there's some couple little small rock drops there. Again to the right, nice and smooth through here. Some braking bumps, just gonna cruise through that nice and easy. Now when you're going really fast through this section, those braking bumps get pretty chunky, kind of skipping back and forth. Nice little flat section here, you can kind of catch your breath. And then we have a rolling kind of drop in here, kind of like a quarter pipe drop in, but not nearly as steep. And I will show you. Now you can, what I used to do is I used to go to that right-hand side and just roll over there. Some of this part right here, right down the center, has actually kind of worn out, so it's not as much of a kind of a jump. Like I said, butt off the seat, rear brake engaged, front brake not. Just roll down it. Right here, you can kind of get a little bit of air if you're going pretty fast. Cruising this section. A couple more braking bumps. Got this nice big turn here, nice and smooth. You can stay to this right-hand side. There's a tree root there on the left. This is the last little section up here. Now, there's several ways you can go through this section. The easiest line is to stay far left and just roll through the rocks there. You can roll off this rock, which is a little bit steeper. It's kind of off camber. Or right there in the center part is where I take my fast line. I don't really bunny hop, I just kind of lift the front wheel and your momentum just kind of carries you across that little dip in the rocks. It's really not that difficult. Once you kind of build yourself up to it, you're going so fast, your back tire just barely skips off that second part of the rock and you get through it real easy. Very smooth, nice and easy. Now we can come over here and stay away from these tree roots, far right. Try not to go through the bush like that. Then we have one last little kind of drop here. We got some tree roots. We'll stay on the far right-hand side because there's a rut where the rain has worn out and there's tree roots there. And that's it.